Come on in and do share. Come on in and do share. Come on in and do share. Come on in. Come on in and do share. We are here tonight on our Love Walk Outreach Global channels, YouTube and Facebook, and we are on day 45, not day 44. Today we are praying for laughter. 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 Come on in and do share. Do you desire something different? Do you desire peace of mind? Blessings, 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 Apostle. Tonight we are praying for laughter. In a time where everything is feeling overwhelming, we understand that one of the keys to changing our life and the nature of our life is one to know how to self-manage our emotions, our thoughts, the way we handle things and people. A lot of us are in a season in our lives where we believe that this inward thing that we are doing is to separate us from others, cause us a little hard-heartedness a little bit so that we are more separated from others. But the reality is that everything that we're going through is always going to be about introspection first. If you are a pursuer of the mind of Christ or the Christ mind, if you are a love walker, then what you understand is that it's never about how to disregard others, how to separate from others in a way, especially one that causes us to think from a selfish perspective. Everything about this walk, having the mind of Christ Jesus, we understand differently. We understand that we go within ourselves so that we can thus become our highest and best. We can become the fullness of what God created us to be. And the issue is not about us learning how to divide ourselves from each other. It's about learning how to become and realize that we are love incarnate, become that so that we can heal the land one to another. And a part of doing that is going to be to learn what we may call emotional intelligence, and so where we learn empathy, we learn how to be mindful of others. But all of that starts within ourselves. That's why we are seeking spiritual liberation through our soul's healing. What is our soul? Well, our spirit, that's the essence of all things. God made manifest to the best of our ability. Because we call it spirit, we just don't know the fullness of all of it. We can try to figure it out and guess, but the spirit is everything that exists. God is the great I am, all that is, all that ever will be, ever present, never separate, never distant from us. We are just in a life where we are learning to recognize the presence of God at all times. We understand that we are love without condition because God made all of the conditions, all things for himself. And so spirit is everything that exists. Some people, we have all these different philosophies about how the world began, about how everything came to be, and we're just limited to what happened with the earth. And the earth is just a portion, a little peg in the whole grand scheme of things. But when we talk about earth, everybody has a creation story of sort. Again, this is just for our limited understanding on earth. It gave us a little brief of it, in the scriptures that he put all things in place, but we don't have full details. But some people talk about the Big Bang Theory, other people talk about evolution. Everybody has their idea of how it all began. And in my mind, I said, God, I don't think any of it is far fetched or wrong. I think that all of it was set in motion the way it needed to be. But when I think about this Big Bang, I think about how everything from a scientific perspective came to be, right? Because we know creation story as a 7-day process in the scripture. I have yet to read other creation stories, which that's a part of what I'm going to be doing in this month right here, reading about all the different stories, seeing how it all comes together, how God has made manifest through others. But when I think about that Big Bang, I think that's a scientific a viewpoint or understanding of what we read as "and God said," and God said. And God said it. In other words, God called this that, and God made this manifest through words. And we, from a spiritual perspective, can see words being spoken and hear words being spoken. From a scientific perspective, they saw a big bang, boom, and all things came to be. Whatever story it is that you subscribe to, we ain't stressing ourselves tonight. God is all things is something that we can attest to just because of what we see in creation. But as God has walked into different and manifested into different aspects and particles and all of the things that we can't see with the naked eye, all of those things that creates the very uniqueness of all things. I am unique. You are unique. Every tree, every leaf, every speck of sand, dirt, everything is very unique. And that would be, for us, our unique expression called the soul. My likes, my dislikes, my preferences, the things that I've experienced in life, the overwhelm, the regret, the fear, the shame, the good things, the accomplishments, the maturity, whatever it is that you've been doing in this body, this is your soul. The invisible part of you is called your soul. It's the thing that experiences this life on earth. It's the thing that experiences this life on earth. And then, of course, we have our body, our avatar, the thing that carries us around on the earth. Your soul, your soul has experienced a lot of things. And your ultimate desire may be to shut everything and everybody out so you can stop listening to all the noise around you and kind of get into a peaceful place of solitude, to know yourself better, to understand God better, and all of that. And all of that is wonderful. But how is it that we have left our smiles behind and trying to figure out this life thing? How is it that we have left our laughter behind while we're trying to figure out this life thing? How is it that you are going within yourself and finding yourself in this selfish place of I could care less about other people and it ain't about them, it's all about me, which is false, by the way. It's about all of us at all times. Every decision that we make, regardless of whether we understand it or not, will affect something or somebody else in the long run. And then we get to this place where we're like, well, I don't care about that because I got to be able to find myself and do this. That's why your foundation of love makes room for you to be able to grow, to be allowed to fumble the ball, to do trial and error, to experience life. But when you choose to follow the mind of Christ and you understand love as the command, the governing power of our hearts and our minds and our souls, then laughter can't be lost because we begin to understand life from a different set of eyes and perspectives. Laughter is one of those things that takes us to another place, and it heals us along the way as our soul may have been injured or is being injured or something happens, dealing with a world full of people trying to figure it all out. Laughter is the medicine. Laughter is the medicine. That's why things becoming so serious all the time begins to cause a wave of grief across the nations, across the world. There's not much laughter out here. And the laughter that we do have is being censored by cancel culture and other things that find sensitivity in everything because we don't know balance. But tonight, we're going to laugh. Tonight, we're going to smile. Tonight, we're praying the prayer for laughter. I'm standing in the gap for you, holding you in my heart. You know, when I'm talking to any client, anybody who's covered by me in ministry, any of my friends, my team, my family, at some point, I'm going to do something silly. I'm going to say something silly. I'm going to laugh with you. I've had people to coach with me and they had such big burdens on their hearts. And then we found something in that to laugh about, to crack a little small joke of love and really allow us to see that our mood, our emotions can be changed at any given moment. You think that depression is your story? Not if you got somebody in your face that's going to say something to make you laugh. I mean, hysterically laugh, holding your belly laugh, crying tears laugh. So there's nothing wrong with laughing at the reels. We don't use laughter to pretend that life is not happening. I need somebody to take note of this. We don't use laughter to pretend that life is not happening. We use laughter from the perspective that, man, I could take life seriously to the point where I'm depressed, sad, emotional, going through the motions, can't take anything lightly, scrutinizing everything, judging everything. Or I can laugh. Or I can find humor in things. I hold you in my heart tonight because somehow the laughter is gone. And you are so busy you're so busy trying to figure out how to be pleasing, how to heal, you're so busy stressing over the details of things that you may not even remember the last time you had a good, hearty laugh. And if you did laugh, was it momentarily? Did you just snicker just a little bit, giggle a tiny bit, and go right back into your musing about how awful your life is? Was the laugh a front? Are you wearing the mask of laughter so nobody knows what's really going on the inside of you? Tonight we are going to go there. So get in your space. Get in your space where you are comfortable, but not so much so that you doze off. I'm going to take these 3 deep breaths in We're going to relax our body and our minds, and we're going to erase everything that has you bound and overwhelmed. And we are going to find our laugh. We're going to find our smile. It's good like medicine. It's good like medicine. Laughter. Laughter. Some people may look at the state of the world and be like, well, is there anything to laugh about? Of course there is. Situations in the state of the world. You don't have to be melancholy or sad or depressed to go and help with the things that are happening out here. And doing my part as far as helping and coaching and mentoring and pastoring and all those things. Does that mean that we have to walk around with me mugs on our face all day, every day, just to let people know that we're serious about being spiritual? Come on, you guys. We got to change the narrative within ourselves so that the narrative outside of us can be different, so that our example, we're bearing the burdens of one another. We're doing the Great Commission. We're seeking how we can be of assistance in this world. That's the call of the Christ mind. To love, to help bear the burdens of one another, to be peacemakers, to think in a way that's going to create a world that is beautiful. Doesn't mean laughter can't be a part of it. So come on, let's get ready to take these deep breaths. Some of you absolutely have not laughed, and I don't know how long. And you're afraid to. Blessings, everybody. Blessings, Rashida. Blessings, Mary. Oh, I see somebody sold early. Look at you. That's what I'm talking about. I don't know who it is, though. It just says someone. So if it's you that have given, I believe it was my brother. I speak manifold blessings over your seed tonight, Apostle. Thank you for thinking of me. Thank you for considering me. Thank you for being a love walk partner, pouring into the vision in the way that you see fit. Blessings upon blessings, open doors, and clarity for every door opened. Clarity for every door shut. That God may make you understand that He has your best interests at heart at all times. So many wonderful things to come. Blessings to you. All right, let's go, y'all. Kirsten, go to bed. My 8-year-old right here by my leg. His bedtime, but he want to spend it right here in this moment. Go to sleep with me. All right, y'all ready? Let's go. Take a deep breath in. That second deep breath in. You know what you're taking in. You're taking in that love. See, when I tell you to take in love and all of that, I'm telling you to be very conscious of the fact that God is never absent. We just have to recognize and accept the presence. It's never an absence. God is never absent. God is never absent. Can't be. Not if you believe that God is omnipresent everywhere at once. That doesn't exclude anything. It includes all things, even things unseen. Welcome in love. Be conscious of the fact that love is unconditional. There is no condition that can change that love. You are accepted as you are, and every bit of growth and maturity must be because you have decided that there's something that needs to change. When you live by faith, when you live by hope, when you live by your imagination, your thoughts, that childlike condition, your life begins to change. You're happier, you're more excited, you're joyful. You know that you live in abundance and prosperity and there is no lack. So you're not fretting over whether or not you're going to be okay in life or not, because you know that you will be. You know that you will be. But when you welcome in unconditional love, you leave yourself space to grow through it all. You don't beat up on yourself. You give yourself grace. You know when mercy is needed. You know when you need time for that seed that has been planted to grow. There's no stress in this space. Take that second deep breath. Think about love and light and peace and joy and all things spirit and truth. Such a liberty in it. When you breathe out all distractions, all fear, all things that are holding you bound. If you are holding other people in your heart, not from the place of unconditional love, but you want to put conditions and limits on them. You think that if they change, if they do something different, if they act right, if they whatever, that your life will be better, but not so. You have to decide the narrative. Did you take that second deep breath in? If not, go ahead and do so. Now, on this third deep breath, listen, it's going to be a little bit different tonight because we are about to usher in some real happy vibes. Some real happy vibes. We're going to begin to think on these things that are of good report. We're going to begin to put it out there in the atmosphere, but you can only think of the things for yourself. I can make suggestions, but my life is not yours. And what brings me joy may not bring you joy. But we are going to sit in this space tonight. I'm going to hold you in my heart real dear. And if I had a live speaker intercom, we would be playing SpongeBob Best Day Ever Trap Mix so that you can get your groove, your nod your head, your hang bang on, your head bang on. Yes, you would. When you get ready to take this third deep breath, you're going to breathe in, breathe in, breathe in, breathe in. You're going to hold it in gratitude. Thank you, God, for the breath. Understanding what it means to be without it in that moment, making you even more grateful for it when you release it. When you release that breath, make it a slow, steady breath. And at the end of that breath, I welcome the laughter of my soul. I welcome the laughter of my soul. What you're saying is I push out everything that got me stressed, everything that got me worried, everything that has me feeling overwhelmed, everything that makes me want to try to control every situation. But no, God, we are asking that you would grant us the serenity to accept the things that we cannot change. And that includes other people's decisions. Some of you tonight will be releasing the weight and the pressure of waiting for other people to make a decision. And when you do, your joy is going to overflow because you're going to take into consideration that guess what? I am here on a personal soul journey. And so are they. So I don't hold anybody in bondage. I don't hold anybody to any expectations other than being who they are and trying to work through their own soul's path, their own healing, so that this world, this land can be healed. The power of God that raised Christ Yahshua from the dead was the Christ mind, the spirit, the power behind Holy Ghost. And that same power lives within everything and everybody. And we just have to come into agreement with it. So let's get ready to take that third breath. When you do, you are breathing in the spirit and truth, the love of God, the unwavering, unconditional, mighty, powerful existence and very essence of the great I am that lives within each and everything that exists. There is no separation. God is the same, never leaving, not a separate entity. Shantaman Socorre Baikataya. It is well in It is well. It is well in this life for you. Let's take that deep breath in, hold it, appreciating the very breath of life. And when you release, release very slowly, appreciating every single moment that you can breathe. Your body should be relaxed. You should be wide open to the fact that, hey, there's a possibility that laughter can heal me, heal my soul, heal my life, heal my burdens, cure my captivity. So you're not going to be nonchalant, pretending like life is not happening, but you are owning the fact that there is something so potent that it can change the nature of your very being. Put your shoulders back. When you do, you'll already feel a difference. Take that deep breath in. I welcome my soul's laughter. I welcome my soul's laughter. Listen, I'm already at the end. I'm at the end of this healing process, and I am laughing. I'm free of all the burdens of the pain that happened to me in the past. I'm free. What other people have done to me, said about me. Listen, I'm not exempt from those that need to be forgiven. We've all been somebody's offender. And we could think that we've been just absolutely great and wonderful and nobody's ever been affected by our behaviors, but it would be a lie. And I can guarantee you can find somebody in this life that would be able to say how your behaviors, how your acting outs have caused them to feel some type of way about themselves. So we are not here to be on a high horse. We are not here to think that we are somehow exempt. We've all done some things, but we lay those things right now. We lay them down. There's now no condemnation unto them who are in Christ. Yahshua, you have the mind of Christ. You're pursuing that same mind. There's no condemnation because you understand that, hey, I am just an individual trying to navigate my way through life. I've made some mistakes. I've fallen short of the glory of God, as it is called. And I am here today to say that I release it all. I release everything past. Old things passed away. All things become new in me right now. And that means that I choose joy. I choose happiness. I choose to think on those things that are good report. I choose to think about the last time that I said something and it was so silly that it caused an eruption of laughter all around me. I remember a time where I was just doing something really silly, making a face out of nowhere, thought that nobody saw me, and they did, and began to laugh at me. And at the time, I may have felt embarrassed, but right now, I take my power back. Take your power back. You was blowing spit bubbles. It's all good. It's just your way of reflecting and sitting there and getting lost in thought. And you were caught. Okay, you were caught. They might not do it, but you did. And it is what it is. Laugh. Think about the last conversation that you had with the person that was so hilarious in your life. And I'm saying, think about that moment of laughter, not going back and starting to refute to memories as y'all have ended y'all friendship and relationship and all this stuff. Nope, we're not thinking about none of that. We're going to pick through every memory and we're going to begin to pull out those things that were so funny to us that it liberated everything about your life. I welcome my soul's laughter. I welcome the laughter of that little kid before life began to happen and the wounds of other people begin to wound me in return. I look past that. Shit, I gather the laughter that my soul came into this world with. No matter what my assignment is in this life, no matter what has happened, no matter who has come and who has gone, there is laughter to be had, and it is good like medicine. Let's take this medicine. Bring up the thoughts, bring up the thoughts, bring up the thoughts. You should have your journals and your pencil and your paper next to you. You should be able to write out some things right now that made you laugh. I don't care how big, how small. When I was getting ready to cut my hair, Everybody knows that that was one of those things that was weighing heavy on me. I think I grieved for a good year, knowing that I would end up cutting them and that the time was coming. I spent 15 years with my hair. So yes, there are some sentimental things that go on. I was feeling the heaviness of it. But before I got ready to cut my hair, I allowed my children to come in here and spend some time with me. We laughed, we talked about it. My daughter faked like she was being emotional, even though she probably was a little bit, because they've never seen me without them. Her and Christian have never seen me without them. So yeah, it was different, I'm sure. But she began to have her little moments of laughter. I let them put my locks on top of their head, and we laughed about that. And I got videos, and I'm going to do a whole clip. But I took from that the laughter. Even when it was time to cut it, I had my moment. I had to breathe. I had to pause my video. I had to cut it back on, cut those first 3. But I have the memory of them spending time with me, making silly jokes, seeing how it was for them to have the hair on top of their head. And we laughed. Are we so busy trying to control life, direct life, that we miss those moments? And are we so connected and attached to other people and things in life that when things shift and we have to go in different directions, we forget about the things that we laughed about? Find your laughter. Go deep within yourself. Begin to think. Think on these things. Think on these things that are of good report. Think on these things that are of good report. I'll tell y'all another thing. After 25 years, I finally completed my first bachelor's degree. And for some people, they're like, oh, that is so wonderful. Congratulations. You did it. You did it. You did it. And I did. But I definitely found humor in a 25-year period. And when I began to look back over that time, I began to think about the memories from when I first started college at Tuskegee University. I remember having days on campus where I was so miserable and so depressed that all I wanted to do is go back home. The first semester, I made a 1.9 GPA because I stopped going to PT. My mom and my brother thought it would be somehow a good idea to sign me up for something military based. I know they were just trying to do something that could get me to pay for college. But anybody who knows me knows my body just does not agree. But me going to PT was awful. It was like me waking up early mornings. And again, if you know me, then you know I'm nocturnal. My clock does not go based on daylight hours. I'm a night watcher. I'm this owl full of God's wisdom and full of night hours. You may message me at 7 a.m. and say, oh, did you sleep well? And I'll be like, well, I'm going to find out in just a minute. I'm going to find out whether I'm going to sleep well in just a minute because I have not been to sleep yet. So, I'm nocturnal. Certain things about me. So waking up early mornings, unless God just taps me, number one, I'm probably already awake. Then I might go to sleep at 10, 11 o'clock in the morning, wake up, get some things done, get ready for my next shift. A lot of the people that I hold within my heart to pray for are up. Some of them are addicts, so they don't get to sleep. Some of them are having insomnia. Some of them are just sitting there musing and trying to figure out how not to do something damaging to themselves today. And so I'm that person. So I'm at Tuskegee and I'm having to do this thing and I'm like, God. And then my mind is everywhere. Can't focus on one thing at one time. Somebody may think I need medicine, but I just think that it's a part of who I am. I don't have to try to fix me to fit in. I find my rhythm and let that rhythm find me, and then we vibe. So it was an experience. And I was wide open and I was buck wild and I was trying to figure out the next thing to do to occupy my time if I wasn't in the bed with my face covered up, trying to fit into a place that I felt scattered. but I can still remember the moments of laughter. I remember watching sororities and fraternities do their dance lines and different things, and it excited me. I remember having, oh my gosh, I remember the first time that I found out that there was a scorpionine vineyard around that area. And one of my friends brought this big old black grocery bag, I mean, a big black trash bag full of scorpionines. And I was in absolute heaven. And I told them about how much I love them, and we laughed. Are y'all picking apart y'all moments of laughter? See, they may seem like small moments, but they've been there and you've ignored some of them. You decided to choose your sadness over your laughter. I understand that. I remember being a sad kid. But at this point right now, we're not dwelling on the things that made us miserable. We are focusing on the things that brought us joy and brought us laughter. Now, if you are thinking about an individual right now that participated in the laughter with you and it gives you a little melancholy feeling, then switch people. This is not an exercise for you to get lost in the musings of how things fell apart or how things are not there anymore or how things messed up. Nope. You can enjoy the memories of the laughter, but if you begin to feel sad, emotional about the disconnect, then you're missing the entire point of this moment in time. Take the meat, leave the bones. Take the laughter, leave the dread. Leave the depression, leave the sadness. We got a cure for that tonight. We have a cure for that tonight. You have children. What's the silliest thing you ever seen your children do? We have random moments when we're playing cards or games and just start out of nowhere, out of the blue. Somebody make a beat, the next person make one, somebody freestyle. And then the moments where the freestyle is so corny, but you love it anyway because they're present and you're present. Or the moment where my husband decided he wanted to put on one of my shirts and baby, it was not to pictures of the shirt rolling up on the belly and the squeezing of the arms. Where's your laughter? Your soul has memories of joy. Pull them out. If you just made memories a couple of days ago, it doesn't matter. If you just watched a joke on TikTok or Instagram or YouTube or Facebook and you found something hilarious, bring that up within your spirit right now. Laughter is good like medicine. There's a cure for your depression. There's a cure for your sadness. You just have to be able to participate in it at all times, choosing to laugh. Choosing to laugh instead of allowing everything to overwhelm you. My uncle will be buried on Saturday. Today's Thursday. It was the day that they buried Pastor Bobo Quarterman, one of my favorite people in life. And I rested today and I asked God to show me what to do next and what I need to produce next. Ask God to give me the words tonight. I had no laughter in me today. I felt the laughter begin to fade yesterday as I was going through those motions like, God, what is really happening? Are we sorting through something else? I felt it. And I said, God, what is this? What is happening? We did the prayer of resolution last night and I was settled. My husband came home from work. We ate and we chilled and then after I got off the live last night, I told y'all that I do the flyer the night before. So I dated the flyer for today last night and God gave me the focus of prayer last night. Everything that he does is strategic. So as we have come to some resolution last night, today we're going to laugh it off. Everything that had you burdened up to this point. Are you pulling up the moments of joy, the moments of laughter? You have the right. What's funny about life? Plenty of things. There's tragedy. There's moments where life seems like, oh my God, is this really happening? So much destruction and chaos. And we're so focused on what we consider to be our purpose and our passion that we walk around with a me mug on our face, take no moment for joy. I'm going to laugh at least once, no matter who I'm on the phone with. Now, I'm mindful of the moment. So if I'm praying for you and you're overwhelmed and you're going through, I try my best not to crack too many jokes. But despite what things look like around you, you get to choose. You get to choose. I've been thinking about King Solomon all day. God told me to go back and to read about his life and study him a little bit more, for he was a man of wisdom, and God deemed me a woman of wisdom years ago. And there's moments now where I'm just thinking about Solomon and thinking about how many people thought that like he had lost it because he had got caught up with these other faiths and religions and all these other things, and they thought that his life was totally in shams. No, he just got attached in his emotions and his feelings with something. But it didn't change his wisdom. So when he wrote Ecclesiastes, he wasn't out of his mind. He was given the truth and the real of what life is. Eat, drink, and be merry. Eat, drink, and be merry. Eat, drink, and be merry. Enjoy your life is what he's saying. Because the complications of other people's decisions, if you let them bog you down, they will. If you think about every decision that you've ever made and how wrong or how you felt like it just didn't work out and it was so awful, and you keep thinking about that, then you will not find joy in your life. But if you choose to look at every decision that you've made as just a stepping stone to get to where you are now, what strength, what abilities, what skills have you accumulated? What life things do you know now that you did not know then, so you can make it through extreme times? God has been allowing you to learn and to grow and to expand and to mature. You decided to take it as a blow to the chest, as a trip. But what happens if you decide to see it as life unfolding and you begin to look back at everything that seemed to have threatened your very existence, and you see that you made it over to the other side of that thing? And I declare in this moment, look back at everything that you've ever experienced that you felt that you felt was trying to take you out, and just laugh. Laugh, laugh, laugh. Kevin Hart being one of my favorite comedians. For those of you who do not know my diagnosis, there are times when I am not feeling laughter. It doesn't come up. I can watch a joke and it doesn't automatically happen, but I listen anyway. I allow it to plant seeds on the inside of me, and at some point you might hear a little snicker or a giggle come out. That means my emotions are now coming back to life. I don't have a natural motivation like some people do. And so I use tools and use things to help me to be so until I can do it naturally. Well, I plant seeds of laughter within myself until I can laugh again without feeling awful because my emotions seem to be missing. And you find a way to live, and then you do it, and you live more abundantly, and you don't allow life to cause you to bow down as if nothing good could ever come of it, because the expected end that God has for me and you is all good. What's your favorite memory? Do you have one of those grandmas or grandparents or uncles that every single time you end up around them, you're going to laugh about something that they've done? The clothes they chose to wear, honey. The color combination. We watch shows where we look at comedians that make fun of life situations because they've been there, done that, and you laugh because you can relate. It's okay. It's okay. Yeah, sometimes, listen, I know y'all think I'm really silly right now, and I am. I am on purpose. Sometimes things happen, like just in ministry and work, working with other people. You see some things, you experience some things. You've been in church your whole life. Oh, baby, you done experienced some things. You done seen some stuff. Pull on it. Pull on all of it. Laugh tonight. Laugh. Tonight, laugh. Tonight, laugh. Laugh, 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 laugh. Laugh. Throw up some laughing emojis right now in the chat. I mean, think of the most hilarious moment in time. Think of the most hilarious moment in time for you. And I'm so random to y'all. I will mess around in a minute. Send somebody a picture with a crazy face, just something to get a giggle or a rise out of them. Just think of something hilariously funny. And people look at me and be like, "Oh my God, you are so silly." And I'm like, "Yeah, silly deep, silly deep. That's me. Hashtag silly deep." Hashtag silly deep. Me and my husband sitting here some nights, and yeah, at first when we first reconnected after all these years, he kind of thought that he was the comedian out the crew. You know what I'm saying? And he thought that he was the one that was going to, be doing all the jokes and stuff. And he just, man, until I just started being silly, he cracks up. I said, so we have resolved that I'm the funniest, right? I'm the funniest one. I'm the funniest. I'm the funniest. I let you have best cook. I only let you have it though because you a cook in real life, and I don't want to make you feel like I'm trying to take your spot as a cook. You feel me? So I'm gonna just be the silly one. And then all of a sudden I turned so totally deep. Like we could be watching a movie and we laugh and laugh and laughing. And then all of a sudden a perspective pops up on the movie and I'm like, oh my God, I see that perspective. All of a sudden my heart start going all soft on me. And he just he just be looking all confused like, girl. Hey girl, you are just at that moment, that one little moment, you would just sit up here cracking jokes with me, laughing with me, and all of a sudden now you're emotional because somebody's life in jeopardy on the movie. Like it's true, it's true, it's true. It's true, it's true, it's true. And if you're listening to me right now and you don't want to find anything to laugh about, you can say, you go back and you be like, I don't have anything. If you're a part of my life, I'm absolutely sure you got a couple of things to laugh about because I just don't leave people in my life without something to laugh about every now and again. I don't care whether it's a picture of me making my face, pointing at my mouth like really. I don't care what it is. You got laughter somewhere hitting up in those bones of yours. But if you want to hold on to the negative, then you will. And there's nothing I can do or nobody else can do about it. But I'm encouraging you to find the laughter of your soul. Welcome it on purpose. On purpose. On purpose. I'm holding you in my heart. I'm embracing you even now. See, some of y'all may need older brothers or sisters or friends in your life that don't have no filter every now and again so they can say something and you could just fall out. Not gossiping about other people, not doing any of those things. You can find laughter without being cruel. But you got to allow yourself. Destiny. Let me tell y'all, this is the truth. Right now, me just laughing. I said Destiny's name and I just started laughing out of nowhere. I can guarantee you that joy hit her little soul. I could get on a live with her right now. We can start a session and immediately just seeing my face and me saying something like, hey there, girl. What you doing, girl? All of a sudden, just laughter begins to start from the inside out. It's a choice. Life is full of enough pressure. Laughter is a gift. You can choose to give it back. Tell God you don't want it. Or you can rest in this moment in those things that are of good report. Laughter is good like medicine. Let it be your cure. Some of the tools that I give the ladies in coaching time, like we're going to do something silly at some point. I'm going to give them an assignment to find movies or music or anything that just brings them joy, makes them giggle. Because life on its earth is short. And you get to choose what you want to make of it. Take another deep breath. I welcome my soul's laughter. I welcome my soul's laughter. See, I laugh because I know that in my little finite mind, I think that some outcomes are final. But oh, how unfinal they are, because I'm still breathing and moving, and I'm going to wake up and I'm going to do the next day, and I'm going to do the day after that, as long as God is willing. And every day that I wake up, there's a possibility that something amazing will happen, and I choose to look in that direction instead of dreading every single day. I've lived enough time dreading waking up. Yeah. So I choose laughter. And again, I know for a fact that God gave it. He did this on purpose. He did this on purpose. It can be very easy with any type of chemical imbalance or whatever may be happening in my mind for my pendulum to swing from one extreme of joy or happiness to total depression, darkness, and sadness. It's possible, it's happened. But when you get in front of a thing, when you choose that this will not be your portion in life, even while the chemicals are chemicaling, I get to choose. I get to choose how I'm going to respond to it. You should be able to write down at least 10 things that have made you laugh over your lifetime. I want you to do that now. We're going to take a minute. I love that you allow me to make you laugh. Get me to telling some Bible stories, honey. Man, finding the humor in things. I needed it today. I needed it today. Did you need to laugh today? Did you need to laugh? Did you need to laugh? Did you need something to help you shift your atmosphere? Pressures of life. They're not something that's meant to hold you bound forever. There's a solution to every challenge, everything. You just get to decide. And so I thank God for laughter, and I thank God that He reminded me that I needed it. And to be mindful of the thing that sends me into a pit, being mindful of the thing that can make my days dark, muttering over things so much that I begin to feel darkness all around me. Nope, I refuse that life. I refuse that life. Shoo, tired. So you're going to take a minute. I'm going to be still for a few minutes. Hopefully you can still hear my ambiance music. My ambiance music. Hee 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 hee. Oh God, we thank you for laughter. So I want you to take a few minutes and write down 10 things that when you think about it, you can still laugh to this day. I have a couple of friends of mine, my apostle friends, and I'm sharing this because People think as a spiritual leader, you just supposed to be all stiff-faced and all of that. We ain't got time. One of my friends, Apostle, laughs when he hears. We could be talking and it could be totally, a straight cut story, nothing that meant to be laughed about. And I might just, do a little old school. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Well. Because we old school church kids. We know where certain things fit. So there's certain things that's just hilarious just because. And he cracks up every time. I don't know why. It just Willie won't he? And then I have another friend and we laugh. She can say something to me and we could be like, it could be like one of the most, like she can mean it, for real mean it with her whole heart. And then she'll hear me, especially if they catch me off guard, honey. She get one of them, hell no. And she cracks up every time. I don't know why. It just is what it is. And I'm laughing because they just find it so hilarious. There is laughter to be had in this life. Are you writing yours down? What memories do you have? Gosh. Me and my best friend, we laugh when I think about stuff that she used to do to people back in the day. Listen, she was a no tolerance type of female. So if you got caught and we in the middle of the street and she feel like she want to make sure she get you right, then that car gonna be like, me and my brother Sam, I call him Baldy. Me and Baldy are the youngest out of my mom's biological children. Me and my brother Pookie are the youngest, my dad's biological children. I'm at the bottom. Those are my two guardian angels. And me and Pookie always get into it. Like we could be starting off having a really great conversation. And at some point in the conversation, we're going to get all elevated. Our voices are going to change. He going to talk his political standpoints or his revolution talk, rising up above some things. And he absolutely has great points. Awesome poet. When we laugh, we laugh. And he's so silly. When he was growing up, he used to do jokes all the time, make fun of our dad, make fun of people. Our biological father, his name was Johnny David. So JD would be his initials. And so one day Pookie was just making jokes. And he was like, they used to make fun of my dad and how stern and how pretty much how strict he was. And how much of a disciplinarian he was. So I didn't grow up with him, and they did. So they would crack all kind of jokes about him. And one day Pookie was doing something. He was like, "Sit down. I don't care if JC tell you to get up. You better not get up. You better tell him JD told you that you better not get up. I don't care if Jesus Christ come down here and tell you to get." Boy, listen, when I tell you we laugh so hard, I don't care if JC, Jesus Christ, tell you to get up. You better tell him JD told you to sit still. Boy, when I tell you we laughed and we laughed and we laughed and we laughed. Because everybody who could relate to it. All the kids who grew up with him, they just thought it was absolutely hilarious. And I just found their humor hilarious. So we laughed. Life can throw out some things, y'all, but we get to choose. We get to choose. Find you some jokes. Right now, you're supposed to be writing down the memories that you have, the ones that you can remember. It could be more than 10, but I need you to write, and I need you to write, and I need you to have something to go back and look at. In those moments where you feel like life is getting too heavy, go laugh. It's medicine. It's medicine. Treat yourself with medicine. Me and Sam, again, that's my body, always cracking up laughing, and we make fun of mom. But we do it to her face sometimes. You know what I'm saying? We just silly. So my mom has this thing that she does when she's driving. Now she's getting a little bit older, so she's not able to do as much driving as she used to. But we remember riding with her, and she's listening to WSOK in Savannah, Larry McDuffie, and the music start coming on, and then some of it might be a little bit upbeat, and them fingers get to twitching on that steering wheel, and her little body get to moving, and she start making this sound with her mouth. She start making the drum beats with her mouth while her fingers is on the steering wheel going at it. Listen, uh, the head going along with it. Or when she's on a telephone call and she's getting ready to hang up. Oh my God. Every preacher got about 3 closings, but my mama, she do it in her phone call. She, oh, okay, all right, okay. Okay, all right, okay, all right, okay, okay. Okay, all right, all right, okay. So me and Sam, in our silliness, will do that. And she, y'all leave me alone. Whatever. And we laugh some more. There's always going to be something serious that press upon us, and we can get into some serious conversations. I'm probably the deepest. Between me and Pookie, we real deep. Pookie can talk for 2, 3, 4 hours about something, and I'll sit there and listen to his whole conversation because we're gonna feed off of each other. Things can get real deep. They can get real serious when you have a difference of opinion with people, and we may fuss. We might argue. We done got into some big blow ups, loud for the whole block to hear. And then at some point we get back to ourselves because life is too short. We just got a difference of opinion. Find your soul's laughter. Go back. We watch the videos of the little kids and the babies they laughing, and it's so contagious. The innocence of life. I want you to type in the chat after you get finished writing out your stuff. I choose to medicate with laughter. 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 See, here's the thing. Because I have such a background of darkness, depression, and sadness and overwhelm, I can only give you what I've used for myself to overcome. I have had bipolar swings that have lasted for months and even years at a time, where the darkness was so heavy, so deep. Again, I taught my children how to be independent at a younger age because I didn't know whether I would survive. I chose to spend my time with them. Even when I did choose to try to go to work somebody's 9 to 5, it was always a very difficult thing facing life because the overwhelm, the prophetic assignment on my life has always been very intense. Feeling people's energy and being an empath and understanding when people are not feeling well and trying to shake it off, but it doesn't get shooken because I'm who I am. And so when I was inside the house and me being present for my children was because, number one, I didn't want anybody else to raise them. And even in my dark places, I still felt like them being with me and me loving them would prove to be something beneficial for them in some place in their life. But I spent a lot of time in that pendulum would swing and you wouldn't know when it hit. And so when I would go into manic, which is, it's the high state. And I would go into manic and I did not want to come down. I wanted to stay there because if you've ever been depressed and really been depressed in your life, any little joy that pops up, you snatching it, you taking it. And of course they tried to give me medicines and all type of things. And I remember my friend Tamika saying, "Sis, this is not you. This is not you," she would say. You're just not the same, more zombie-like than anything. And I was like, but it can help regulate certain things. And she just looked at me and she's like, but it's not you, it's not authentic. And I understood exactly what she was saying, because I was chilling. I was going through the day, just kind of chill. No emotions really whatsoever. Not enjoying life because I'm being stifled. And so somebody will say, well, do you want to continue to have the depression? I said, no, I want to work on it though. Because I don't want to have to be in an uncontrolled situation. And so I didn't take the medicine, started looking for other ways to grow myself and to change my atmosphere, my nature. So I began to do the work on the inside first, allowing the love of God to cover me, to embrace me, to remind me that there's nothing wrong with me, to take every part of my life as purpose. So when I'm in the dark or when I feel like I'm going through a depression or a heaviness, I consider that to be my cave time. And so I don't allow myself to just be depressed, but I begin to think, okay, God, what is it that I'm supposed to be getting out of this season, out of this moment? Why do I need to be isolated? Why do I feel like I'm alone? And I would begin to work every situation based on that. And then God began to show me what my thoughts and my heart and my words were doing. So even though you feel this, doesn't mean that you need to articulate it. You need to feel it and then do what you need to do to cure it or to treat it. It's the same thing with any other pain. If you have pain in your body, that is an indication for you to go get it checked out so you can get some treatment for it. So the pain that I can't touch begin to be acute. A moment for me to say, oh, Shalonda, something's going on. You might be about to spiral out. What are you going to do about it? Make a note. And so I've always loved to laugh. That's just a given. So every moment that I did laugh throughout my life, because I experienced a lot of cruelty and mistreatment, like, being cast aside and rejected or whatever. And at one point, people's laughter used to offend me, because I didn't understand what they were so happy about when people were so cruel and life was so But then I found my laugh, and it escaped me many of days. And so now that I'm on this side of things, it doesn't mean that I don't have moments where I have to work myself through it, but I know what to do because I've made a choice. Tonight, I want you to make the choice. Make the choice that laughter will be a part of your medicine regimen. And you'll put it on and you'll enjoy this life. And you won't allow anything to oppress you anymore. Let nothing steal your smile anymore. Tonight, I'm going to spend some time just laughing, because I can feel it. When you can feel your gauge is changing, when you can feel, and this is you don't have to be diagnosed with anything, no mental health disorders or anything, to hear what I'm saying. But if you do have any diagnosis, the same message is for you. It doesn't matter how much you've been through. All of it has been to strengthen you and to make you. But I want you now to take inventory of everything in your life and decide what is beneficial for you and what is not. Is that darkness, resolving to that darkness, is that beneficial? Or is it beneficial for you to create a regimen that's for your good, to lift your spirit? I will say this to some of you, though, while you're trying to pretend like you're not something so that other people won't get offended with you or be mad, while you're trying to fight the truth of what you feel within yourself because you don't want the religious people or your family to be angry with you. You're living in an identity crisis and you won't be able to find your smile. And if you do find a smile, it won't be yours. It'll be something that you put on to kind of make people feel great about you. So tonight, I don't know who that is for, but you have to decide not to live in an identity crisis anymore. Own who you are, live out the truth of who you are, and you will find your laughter. Did y'all catch that? You will find your soul's laughter when you actually look at your own unique expression, your soul, and let yourself. Be yourself. That is contrary to the popular teachings that you have received over time, but I will not be the person that beats you down and make you feel more low self-esteem because of who you are. Nope, I embrace that. Who are you? What's the truth of what you feel on the inside of yourself? And if you know that that thing won't do harm to another, then it's time to uncover yourself. Find your true soul's assignment. Who are you? Who is God being through you? And you will find your soul's laughter. It is so, and so it is. I'm holding you right now in my heart, real close, real tight. If your laughter, if your silly offends somebody else, like if you're not intentionally trying to offend somebody and you're just being who you are and it's offensive to someone, then that's their bad. It's not yours. They got to deal with themselves on the inside. Be silly. You can be silly and be mindful at the same time. You don't intentionally say stuff or do stuff to hurt other people, but you can show enough take a moment to laugh. Awesome, Destiny. I think you've written out your laughter points. I choose to medicate with laughter. Absolutely. Ah. Take a deep breath. Tonight, laugh on purpose. Laugh on purpose. I got to. It is your birthright. Da 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 da. Whoa, yeah, all right. Oh, 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 all right. High five. Hey, give me a 5 on the black hand side. Find your laughter. Listen, I love you so much just because I can, and I pray with everything in me that you understand that this is a part of your spiritual growth. It doesn't have to be all stay extolled and when we do our meditations and reflection, we do that to clear our passageways, to clear the clutter, the detox, to detox and to erase the toxins. And then we laugh. Medicate. All right. I love you. Yes, yes. Hey, 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 hey. I gotta clap it out because I can't snap it out because the snap it just threw me off. All right. All right. Gonna do a 2-step real quick. Y'all can do the 2-step in y'all mind as we get ready to sign off. All right. All right. All right. All right. All right. Who know how to do the elf? Y'all remember the elf dance? Up, up, up. Oh, you remember the robot? I know some of y'all know the robot. Father, help the children. Let's do the electric slide. A, dun, 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 to the left, dun, 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 to the right, dun, 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 to the back. Bring it up, A, get it, A, get it, A, get it. Yep. We unconventional, unorthodox, non-traditional. Egg, 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 egg. Did I just say egg? I said egg. I was supposed to be saying A. All right, y'all. I love y'all so much. I gotta find me something to watch so I could keep my laughter going. So I just this y'all know I'm transparent, so I want to share with you what I'm gonna have to do after this time. Because while I'm laughing, I gotta keep it going. At this point, because things are shifting in my life, because God is elevating me like so swiftly, it's easy to slip into this place where your mind is just preoccupied, or your heart, your emotions are just everywhere. But I refuse. So after we get off of here, I'm going to have to do intentional things, intentional affirmations, listening to things intentionally that make me laugh. I'm going to find a meditation groove that just makes me feel upbeat and move about, because I got to do my own work. That's what we do. I don't want this outcome, so therefore I'm going to change it. Yes. All right. Love y'all so much. Talk to y'all later. For real this time. That was my fourth closing. No worries. If you want to sew, if you want to become a Love Walk partner, please do so. The link is available, always available, um, pinned on these comments. And I'll be praying over them tonight. Talk to you soon.